back, everybody, to Pro League. It is the last round here or rather the last week here, of round 3. We're going to jump into Prime versus CJ Entis as the first map of the night.
We are indeed, Valdez. You got it down pat there, buddy. Very excited. It's a very exciting week. We get to finally find out who is going to make it into those playoffs. And it's quite complicated when you think about it or when you read about it, as we did see in that excellent article from Team Liquid.
Yeah, definitely go ahead and check that out if you have not checked it out just yet. It's so much information. It's going to be very hard to explain it all here during the cast. But the one thing that is very apparent here for CJ Entis is if they want any hope of getting to the finals, they got to win this game.
They got to win this game in a big way. They have to beat Prime 3-0 today to even have a shot at making it into the playoffs.
Yeah, right now, CJ Entis at 2-4 with a -4 indicator. They're behind 4 teams right now who are 3-3. So they need all those teams to lose, and they need to get like the big time indicator, as you said, to get up to -1 at least.
Yeah, it's quite amazing when you actually read it how this actually has to go down. But yeah, they all have to lose, and they have to get that 3-0. They cannot afford to drop a single map to Prime. And let's be honest, that's very possible. Prime has been showing some of their worst plays this season, this round. Right down the bottom there. What is it, -14, 15?
16.
16. My bad.
Which includes 2 penalty points. So there you go, not helping them out at all here. And if you look at the lineup for CJ Entis, they are not pulling any punches tonight. They're starting with ByuL. They were trying to hit Creator, and then they go into Hero, and then ByuL. So they're using their best 3 players. They know they got to do this. They got to get a 3-0.
They got to do this, and they're looking to do it. With those 3 players, they definitely can very easily, especially against Team Prime, who are they're in a slump. Let's be real. They're
-16.
Pretty deep slump right now. But here's a look at the lineups today.
One thing you will also notice is that Ragnarok is player number 4. If it even gets there, they're playing a player who hasn't played much at all in Pro League this entire season. So.
Right. Well, you know, if they gets there, that means they're out of the playoff potential. So you might as well throw someone who's a little less experienced, has a little less success. Just get some practice in.
Exactly. That's definitely the reason why we see him today. For the matchups here, Creator versus ByuL, like we said, should be pretty good for ByuL. Their Creator is currently 0-7 versus Zerg, and ByuL is in the GSL finals.
Yeah.
And he's carried CJ Entis to big victories before in the past.
He's one of the big ace players of CJ. Him and Hero do carry that torch, getting most of the wins for their team. Then we got Yoda versus Hero. Yoda, man, he's been losing a lot, actually more than we realize. Actually, when we get down to it, he's on quite the lose streak right now.
Yeah, I think he's something like 0-10 in his last 10 games or
he's
something.
Like rivaling,
it's out of control.
He's like nearly like rivaling Terra and Departure from last season.
He got a bunch of wins in the first round, and that was pretty much it. Now he's 5-14. It's pretty sad to see him fall so far, but looking at Hero as well, getting that downwards purple arrow.
Kind of a surprise when you think about it. This is Hero we're talking about right now.
Hero is tied for the top most winning players in Pro League, and he's got a downwards purple arrow.
It's ridiculous. He can just turn around like that.
When you get bopped 0-4, a lot of things go through your mind.
Yeah, a lot of things
you have a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you have a rough couple of weeks, that's for sure.
Yeah. Going into the team rankings here, one thing I also want to point out is SK Telecom T1 secured first place and KT Rolster secured second for sure.
Yeah, they're in it no matter what happens this week, so that's a nice little thing they can come into here. They can kind of have some fun.
Yeah.
Winner rankings there. Maru sitting on top with Hero.
Other players there.
Other
stats.
players.
He was 10-3, pretty sick, or rather 13-3. Yeah, pretty sick ratio there. Dream right now is doing the best for all of round 3. He's 6-0. So by far, really carrying his team to go in there. Taking a look at the
round 3 winner rankings. There you go.
Yeah, these are the Kespa Cup seeded players already. Dream, Classic, and ByuL definitely in for now.
Yeah. Makes sense. They've done very well in recent times, even in Star League.
I suppose it's finalists of GSL and also, of course, Classic and Dream finalists of SSL, so there you go.
Yeah.
If Prime loses today, they will be the second team to lose all their games in a round.
Wow.
And Prime 1 win, 5 wins CJ Oh, 1-5 against CJ. CJ dominating the record versus the opponent's team.
Isn't that the same for Prime against every other team there?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty much.
Still, you know, it is a talking point, so there you go. Prime, you know, they've almost got the record for the most losing team in a round.
Yeah.
I wonder what the other team is. Maybe it's StarTale, actually.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Well, there you go.
It's a shame, but I guess it happens.
StarTale's also come a long way, getting their new sponsor, SPL2015. That name sponsor, they're doing quite well for themselves right now.
Yeah.
They're currently in 3rd place, and they have a great shot at getting into the playoffs this time.
I think they might just do it this time. It really turned that team around. Really got a bunch of new talent in there, some of the older talents as well, and they're just be finding a lot of wins unexpectedly.
Yeah, doing quite well. At the same time, they do have a lot of other teams who are fighting for that spot. So every team this week has to do really extremely well, except, of course, SKT and KT. They're already in 1st and 2nd.
They're
for
on
sure.
holidays right now.
Yeah, they can just do whatever
have
they
some
want.
Fun, you know. Let's just wait to these playoffs. We get to see every other team struggle to try and make 3rd and 4th. And
yeah. I'm sure SKT, though, they are going to be trying to get that undefeated score. They definitely want the win, but at the same time, they're doing so well for themselves, and they have such good players that they could probably throw out anyone.
They could do whatever
they
want.
Win.
Yeah,
so
no doubt about that. It's going to be pretty exciting coming into today. I can't wait to start to go through all the rest of how these teams can actually get to the playoffs, because there's so many different storylines going on between each team.
Jinner and Samsung is going to be the 2nd match of tonight, and both of those teams are currently 3-3. They've got differing indicator points here, but it really depends. Both teams need to win. So that's going to be the huge match where there's going to be a ton of competition. Players are going to be playing their hearts out because just making it into playoffs is so hard.
It's so
everybody wants to do it.
Yeah, it gives you so many more points for that end of year as well. So, yeah, everyone's trying their best. It'd be quite the upset if Samsung could do it, actually.
Yeah. Well, guys, going into predictions here, Moonglade is still on top.
Back on top, baby. Staying there.
That's like 3 weeks in a row right now, Moonglade.
Man.
That's impressive.
I deserve like a ring or a pin or something. I don't know.
You might get some free chicken from our stats guy.
He's not going to give me anything.
What?
I've never.
The guy who won it last time, Daehan, he got some chicken, so you have to get some chicken.
Oh, they got us
we're
on
the Korean stream. Hey, guys.
I'm a champion.
Yeah, he's the champion. This is the guy that's winning right now.
Yeah, you know, I can't help it. I'm just naturally amazing.
You slugger.
I'm such a slugger. Talking about sluggers, here's Creator swinging for the fences once again. It's going to be against the Zerg player. Hasn't beaten him yet. Maybe today's the day.
And keep in mind, this is his win rate against Zergs for the entire year of Pro League. He has not won a single game against Zerg.
Yep.
Not one.
It's been half a year, and he hasn't had a single win yet.
Yeah, more than half a year.
Yeah, he's been showing some real struggle in this matchup. And boy, oh boy, did he choose the wrong opponent today, because he is up against one of the best Zergs in the world right now.
If not the best.
If not the best. I'd actually say he's the best right now.
Yeah, you can put him up there.
It's so easy to say that, actually. I'm going to say he's the best Zerg in the world right now. Only 2-1 against Protoss this year. He hasn't had too much of a chance against him, but he's been practicing hard for this matchup. You know,
for sure. He went up against SOS in the semifinals of the GSL. He's going up against Rain in the finals. This is the only matchup he's playing right now.
He's living and breathing Zerg versus Protoss right now.
Yeah. He is going to be going up against Creator on Deadwing, is the map, a very strong Protoss map, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they put out ByuL here to hit Creator on this map. It's kind of a sniper pick, just to get that first win, you know?
Just to get an easy win, an easy matchup. It's helping everyone out. ByuL, he's got a good shot here.
Let's see how it goes down. First gamer between Creator and ByuL on Deadwing. Down here in the bottom left in the purple, it's Creator of Team Prime.
GG Kills are back. Cheering for Prime. Up here in the top left, got that CJ Zerg player, ByuL, best in the world. Chickens? Don't know what that's about, Valdez.
They're talking about the chicken that you're going to be bought free.
Does it say Moonglade on that sign? Like, Moonglade's the best predictor.
Yes,
let's give him some chicken.
Wow. Creator does garner 21% of the vote here. Pretty interesting. You know, we talk about this. Creator, he is a very smart player. He does care a lot about going ahead and winning this. But look at what ByuL's doing straight ahead here on the first map, on this gigantic map. He does not even care.
He doesn't care, but I think it might come back to bite him because he's going to see this early probe scout. He's going to go, oh, you went for a Forge Fast expand by the looks of things. So he's going to have he should have a Forge down in time, unless he's going for that Nexus first.
Yeah, it could also be that Nexus first, but if this probe does get the scout on time, he will be able to go down there and at least go ahead and drop a building down instead of the Nexus.
Yeah, it actually looks like it's going to be a Nexus first, judging by he's just simply chrono boosting out and queuing up probes right now. No Forge coming down.
That's what he was going to go for, but I assure you he's not going to put it down now.
Yeah, well, let's see how ByuL's going to react to this as well, getting completely scattered out. And he's still going to make the Lings.
Okay, so he's going to put out 6 Lings here. We do see the Forge come down here for Creator.
Yeah, this is looking fantastic, actually. If this probe baits out the Lings for long enough, maybe he can get the cannon down in time. But for where it stands right now, that Forge is only a third done.
Yeah, that is very true. The Deadwing, a very big map. Getting that first probe scout is pretty key here. In fact, scouting for the Overlord, one very smart thing that Creator did, and he saw it. And gave him that extra time to go over there and see it soon enough. Here's that Forge. It is going to finish up right now. He's going to immediately throw down a cannon.
Ooh, he's going to have to block off once again. He's going to have to throw down another gateway or a couple of pylons to stop this coming in. Lings are going to definitely be there before that cannon finishes.
Yeah. And back at the base of ByuL, he's only made Lings. So he is committing to this pretty hardcore.
Oh, all right. Maybe one pylon's enough.
Okay, he's going to go for these back rocks, it looks like. He knows that Creator's got a wall up already. And it will be hard for Creator to set up a whole nother wall over there. Let's hope he notices.
Yeah, he might be looking for it considering he never saw the Lings at the front. If he doesn't notice, then man, what a tragedy that would be. He's going to have to start soon if he wants actually anything to defend as well. But he hasn't realized it yet.
No, he doesn't know. Maybe he's just assuming that ByuL made that first well of Lings and he's just transitioning, but that is another very scary amount of Lings. Okay, he does know.
He does know, but is it too late? He's going to have to make something pretty damn quick.
Well, first he's going to have to get that.
Oh, that's a bad sign right there, Valdez.
He's just going to try to get units out, I suppose, to deal with this.
Yeah, he's going to have to need more than just a couple of Zealots, so that is quite a number of Lings. That's 10 Lings, and that's enough Lings to kill 2 Zealots.
And the Lings, of course, can just run straight into the main. Those Zealots are very, very slow. And 10 Lings are enough to just go straight ahead against a bunch of probes.
Here we go. Down it goes. He checks up front. He's like, oh, there's nothing here.
He's like, all right, I guess I'll just walk into the main.
I guess I'll just walk into the main base.
Well, hello, probes.
Why, hello there. It's going to cause at least a lot of mining time missed, so it's going to make the whole build order sort of that was counted completely viable at this point. Losing 3 probes already.
Already taking a ton of damage. These Zealots being ran around here. Once the Mothership Core comes out, it's going to be a bit easier to hold this off. And down here at the Natural, he does have that cannon and an extra Zealot. And looks like ByuL just going to try to stop the mining here for a sec. Maybe try up the ramp once again.
Yeah, he's going to try and run by, maybe look for some more probes with these Lings.
Yeah, I don't know if he should have taken these Zealots all the way back down. There was nothing really to defend. Now the probe's getting to fighting. One of them goes down once again, and there are still Lings in the base.
Still Lings in the base, and that is mining time lost still. Once again, you know, pulling them all off for a bunch of seconds. And while this is all happening, you know, Link speed's on the way. The Natural of ByuL is fully saturated in minerals.
Wow. He's made a pretty complete transition back at home.
Yeah, he's essentially completely recovered from potentially doing no damage at all with this 9 pull.
Yeah. I do like Creator moving across the map, though, here. He's got 3 Zealots and a Stalker. Yeah. Plus that Mothership Core. It's going to at least force ByuL to make a bunch of units to deal with this. Could
even force him to cancel this 3rd base, which would be a huge move right now. But a lot of Links coming out. 16 on the way. Speed half done.
Follow-up here for Creator is going to be that Stargate. Fortunately for ByuL, he does leave one of his Zerglings in the main base. It hasn't been scouted by Creator. He will get the scout. Here comes the Lynx to deal with the Zealots that are getting to work on that hatchery.
Oh, we might see a recoil, or maybe he's just going to commit to it, try and trade out as many Lynx as he can with these Zealots.
I suppose. Not the greatest trade here, but he's doing his best.
You know, he did a lot. He got rid of a lot of Lynx, but, you know, those Lynx had one purpose, and that was to deflect this completely. The third remains intact. The Queen didn't die. Speed is now finished.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It seems like ByuL made another huge swell of Lynx, and there is still no block at the backdoor rocks. There's still nothing there.
Yeah, this is a big problem. You can actually see Lynx commit to this as well.
He's trying to make it now, but these Lynx are already over here.
Lynx can actually DPS their way through this. There is no photon overcharge, and there is a gap.
Squeezes through. Two of these stalkers are going to come down. He pulls the probes too late.
Everything is way too late. Now the main base is completely exposed.
Oh, and this is so smart, too. He's splitting up his Lings. It's going to be so much harder to deal with for Creator. He's just fighting straight up against all these Lings, doing a ton of damage.
Oh, there'll be enough probes to get rid of them, but a number of probes going down. That is 11.
Yeah.
That
11 probes
critical.
go down. After he made the swell of Lings, he made a huge swell of drones. He's up to 52. He's got 3 bases up. The Stargate is scouted. He's only making that first 4 crawler now, but
still, what is he really going to be able to do with one Oracle compared to how much damage already done?
Yeah, and he's already got 2 spore crawlers, my bad. Like,
yeah,
he's making that third one at the third base.
He is essentially completely prepared at this point. That spore is going to be up in time. The Oracle is going to maybe find 1 or 2 drones, maybe 3, but not worth it.
No, not worth it. I mean, just look at the state of the game right now. Creator's going to try to take a third base here, but he's only got 34 probes at the moment. And ByuL, he's got a booming economy. He's going straight into Hydras. Yeah, definitely even just do a lot of damage with that, with a straight-up push.
Yeah, I think from here he'll probably just set himself up for a Hydra Ling push at this point because he knows the amount of probes he's killed is just it's too much for him to build an army while going to this third base. It's such a gamble. But I guess he has to do something, right? Because he can't just sit here on 2 base and try and get himself back into this game. Oracle gives him some space from Lings alone, but when the Hydras come out, it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, for sure. You guys can see the count there. He's already lost 17 probes. And that doesn't even count the amount of time that those probes were not mining. Even like the first swell of 10 Lings that came into the base, they stopped the mining time for so long. And then that second swell did as well. So just tons of damage coming out here for ByuL. Really putting the hurt onto Creator. This is one thing that Creator oftentimes does have a lot of trouble with, just straight up aggression from the Zerg or the Terran even.
Yeah, it really happens in every matchup for him. He seems to fall apart when any sort of pressure is applied. Well, the third base has finished for now, but every sort of transition from here on is just so much slower than it should be, as we already see so many units being made and moving across the map, a bunch of Hydras and about 30 Lings to follow it up.
Yeah, and we saw what Creator had. He's going to have, I think, 1 Zealot and 5 Sentries.
Yeah, about that. He's starting to warp in a few more Stalkers now, but that ain't going to be enough, and he's got to protect 2 fronts, either the natural or the third base. Both have their own sort of ways to deal, or places to deal with it.
Photon Overcharge can come down. See when he decides to use it. Just picking at the front here first with those Hydras, some force fields coming down, and finally the Photon Overcharge is used. Drops out 1 Hydra. Something, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a start. How's he going to deal with this, though? It's a little bit harder. Not much of a block here. The Lings, free reign over just about everything here. No blink yet.
No blink just yet. They get in the back. They're trying to get to work on those sentries. Good force fields, though, will save them. A lot of them do survive, but the Hydras are not dealt with.
No, not one bit, and that might just be it. There's simply too many units here. Photon Overcharge, though, might push him back for now.
Yeah, second Photon Overcharge, but looking at what ByuL's got on the way, he's got more units, Hydras, Roads is coming out here, more upgrades, and he's even got a Hive on the way.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants at this point. He is so far ahead. 50 supply lead. He's going to pick away at the front once again. He doesn't have to leave anytime soon. Blink and +2 started during that fight.
Yeah, and seems like Creator has remade some of those sentries. Looks like he's going to try to take this fight straight up right now.
Well, He's going to trade pretty cost inefficiently, even though they're just Hydras. Like, he lost every sentry during that fight.
Yeah, he, like, survives the fight, but the follow-up here from ByuL is just too much.
That's, like, just way too much damage.
GG. Creator goes down and is the first victim for CJ Entis. ByuL does his job, and they do move ahead 1-0.
Very disappointing from Creator there. You know, falling apart just from Lings killing some debris that I think should have been expected, considering they never did anything near the front of the natural there.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of hard at the same time. It was a cool build, but Creator did get the scout off, and I would have liked to see him respond at least a little bit better. I think his Zealot control was a little bit off, maybe just a bit of nerves coming into play there. Deadwing, you know, it's got a very wide choke, and when you factor in that backdoor rocks too, it's a lot of things to hold off, a lot of different angles.
But you know, if you can see it early enough, you just throw down a cannon, and then you're good until you have to actually do something about that and move down to the third phase. So the answers are there. It's just about scouting properly and finding that out.
Just thinking about that being a possibility. Like, Creator saw that happening when his rocks were half dead.
And there's two options, right? There's either he's attacking the front or he's attacking the debris. There's only, or he's doing nothing, I guess, is the third. So he should have maybe, you know, checked those three and thought about it and be like, I guess he's not attacking the front. I guess he could be doing nothing, or he could be attacking my debris and maybe killing my main base.
So there you go. Creator does go down. Not looking happy. He extends his loss rate against Zerg to 0-8. But after all, that was ByuL. You can't really expect Creator in his position right here to take one against ByuL there.
No, it would be quite the upset at this point. Next up, Yoda versus Hero. Another one on a bit of a lose streak right now. Both of them, there's down arrows as well. So it should be an interesting match. See if Yoda can get something done, create an upset, and maybe force CJ out of those playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Vonnie Research Station, the map. You know, we'll see if he can maybe try to put on some drop pressure, do something to tear Hero apart. One way that Classic was able to deal with this against Dream was just to go Phoenixes and just deal with it.
Yeah.
You shut down all the drops very, very early. And